Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and hope everyone is doing great. Today we are going to learn about how to use the protonvpn on any Linux distribution. That is quite easy for doing that. So without any further delay, let's begin. Before installing out the protonvpn, you have to create the accounts on your protonvpn official website. So if you can afford the plans for the protonvpn, just go ahead and buy it. Just go on to the account.protonvpn.com and create the accounts there. If you already have, just go ahead and sign it up. And let's go on to the account section here, and you will find out the username and the password. Just remember that you have to remember this username and password. We need this every time when we are authenticating to the openvpn server. So that is the configuration file, and the second step is to installing the protonvpn. protonvpn offers both CLI and the GUI client for the Linux distribution. So based upon your distro, it's a quite bit easy for installing out. For the 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗦 distribution, you can easily grab it from the AUR. Let me show you how quickly you can do that. paro-ss followed by the protonvpn. Let me make this full screen. And as you can see that we have the protonvpn-cli and protonvpn-GUI, and another package you can see that protonvpn. If you want to separately install the protonvpn-cli client, then you can just go with the protonvpn-cli, and if you want to just use the GUI client, then you can go with the protonvpn-GUI. In order to install it, just type the paro-s followed by the protonvpn-cli, or if you want the GUI, just go with the protonvpn-GUI. So that's quite easy. So I'm going with the CLI version, and let's wait. And same thing for the Debian based distribution. If you use the Debian based distribution, then you can simply type the apt install protonvpn, and let's type sudo password here, and boom, so we have successfully installed the protonvpn-cli client. Let's just go on to the terminal and type the protonvpn-cli-hell. For restarting out to use the protonvpn-cli client from your terminal, you have to log in first, and for that you can simply type the protonvpn-cli login followed by your username, and just replace this with your username. And as you can see that I have already logged in. Now you can simply type protonvpn-cli status. As you can see that no active protonvpn connection, because I am not connected to any kinds of VPN server. So let me do that. We can simply type the protonvpn-cli followed by the connect, and as you can see that it has given the option or the prompt for selecting out the country, and let me go with Netherlands, and you can see out the option for the load and the plan. And let's go with this one, and let's place the enter, and I am going with the TCP protocol, and it's setting up the protonvpn, and it has prompt for the password, and here you have to type the password from your side, and just go on to the account section. Don't enter the password that you have used to logging your protonvpn server. So you have to use this password. Just copy it and go here and paste it here, and just press on OK, and let's wait for a couple of seconds, and we are done. As you can see that successfully connected to the protonvpn, and you can simply type now protonvpn-cli status. So we have the IP, and we have the server, and country is the Netherlands, and protocol is the openvpn TCP, and server load is the 43%. And as you can see that I have also enabled the kill switch option for the server. What it does, it protects your IP address when you are not connecting to any servers. So let me just clear up the terminal, and protonvpn-cli-hell, and you can see out that you can simply type the protonvpn-cli followed by the chaos, and you can see out the option for the kill switch, and you can simply type the on for turning on the kill switch option, And if you want to permanently turn on the kill switch option, then you can use out the --permanent argument. Now sometimes you may not want to use the protonvpn GUI client and the CLI client, but instead if you have installed the openvpn on your system, then you can also do that. You can also use the openvpn with the protonvpn configuration file. For that, you just have to install the 𝗟𝗚𝗡 package on your Linux distribution. So based upon your distro, if you are using the Debian based distro, just go with the 𝗟𝗚𝗡. That will be the sudo apt install 𝗟𝗚𝗡. For the Arch based distribution, it's a systemd resolve. So let me just quickly show you on my terminal. You can just type the sudo pacman-ss 𝗟𝗚𝗡. So as you can see that we have the systemd resolve-conf. Just install it, sudo pacman-s followed by the systemd resolve-conf. Just go with it, and as you can see that it's up to date and it's reinstalling because I have already installed it. And let's clear up the terminal and just install the package, and that will be the sudo pacman-s openvpn. So we have to install the openvpn as well. And openvpn is basically a default package for the every Linux distribution, and if you don't want to shock your head with the GUI or the CLI client of the protonvpn, then you can just go with the openvpn. It's a better and the easiest one. And you can just clear out the terminal and just go onto the browser and click on the download section and just choose the GNU Linux and go with the protocol, and that will be the TCP here. And let me just leave it with the free server config because I don't have any plan for the protonvpn. And let's go ahead and select the better server, and I just found it here, and that is this. And let's download this, and let's go ahead and save it with the NL free, and let's go onto the desktop and save it here. And let's go onto the terminal and do the sudo openvpn followed by the desktop/nl free.openvpn. Let's type the sudo password here, and it's asking us for the authentication username, and that will be just press on the account button, and you can see out the username here, and just copy it. Let me first disconnect the VPN here because I am already connected to the protonvpn server. And let's copy the password here and let's paste it here, and you are done. So as you can see that initialization sequence has been completed. Let me just go onto the browser and type the DNS lib test. So as you can see that I am from the Netherlands. I'm using this protonvpn server of the Netherlands. And I think we can also check on the protonvpn-cli status, and it shows us no active connection. So we are using the openvpn here, and when you are done you can just simply press the Ctrl+C, and let's clear up the terminal and let's exit from here. So that was it. It's really easy for using out the protonvpn on your dedicated Linux distribution, and if you face any kinds of error, just comment out on the comment section.